Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ankur Group Sunday Inspirational. And we are here to continue our journey in efforts to meet our dreams to become officers in the armed forces through SSB interview board selection process, which you are undergoing some changes in you for meeting the dreams as a fresher or as repeaters. The journey to this target is quite tough. Many of you have been freshers and undergoing some training here under mentoring of myself through Ankur Group. Some of you have been repeaters who have tried their best. They have been screened out or they have been conference out. For them, introspection, a better insight, the corrective strategy must be worked out so that then next time when you go, you are quite sure about your weaknesses, you have come over them and you are going to succeed. Today's morning session, we are also privileged to have one of our candidates, chest number 301, who has come back from NSB Visakhapatnam after the SSC Tech interview board, where he has been conference out. The gentleman carries a lot of treasures of experience and life understanding of SSP. What he realized after going through this mentoring process, understanding of SSP and life practical experience that he has gained in the SSP. We are going to listen to him by his own words, horse's mouth, and you can have some question answers from him so that you also understand what is known to you in SSB and what is happening in the SSB are matching or not, and in case it is matching, how to take that mentoring in this class as the gospel truth which can be used by you in the SSB, which is due in most of your cases from tomorrow, that is from 365 going to tomorrow to Dehradun for Air Force Selection Board, onward till 2nd, 3rd of August, or almost 15 of you who are going for this, they carry this experience and learn lessons from it. So as you know, in the Ankur Group sessions, we start with the news awareness classes, followed by self-awareness classes. Small amount of element we do every day for your practice of researching, current affairs, general knowledge, awareness program, and then we speak publicly so that we get confidence of all these elements together and become a smart speakers, which is helpful for PPDT, TAT, Black Story, SDT, lecturates, group discussion, GPE, and finally in the interview and the conference. So 365, I invite you for a news awareness program, followed by 353.
Good morning everyone. So in today's news awareness program, I'm going to speak on Indian Air Force. Indian Air Force is the air arm of Indian Armed Forces. It was formed in 8 October 1932 and its main aim is to protect the airspace of Indian airspace and also interact and involve in aerial warfare. Indian Air Force is also involved in many rescue operations in natural and other disasters. Since independence, Indian Air Force has participated in 4 wars and multiple operations. The organization of Indian Air Force starts with the Supreme Commander, that is the President of India, then Chief of Air Staff, who is the Air Chief Marshal Vivek Ram Chaudhary, and then it is subdivided into wings, commands, wings, stations, sections, command wing stations, squadrons, and sections. Indian Air Force specifically have 3 branches. First is Flying Branch, second Technical Branch, and third Ground Duty Branch. Flying Branch includes 3 transport flying, helicopters, and fighter aircrafts. We currently have only one Air Chief Marshal of the Air Force, that is Marshal of the Air Force Arjun Singh. It is an honorary rank, and Air Force is currently strengthening its power. We have recently bought Chinook aircraft and Apache A64E from USA. Thank you.
Right, 353, go ahead. Would you like to sit back slightly, 353? We can't see your chest number. Lower your camera, go back and speak quickly. And then we start with the class.
This is chest number 353. Today my NAP topic is NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority. NDMA is an apex body of Government of India. It is come under Ministry of Home Affairs and it is headed by the Prime Minister with a committee. And the headquarters of NDMA is in New Delhi. The function of NDMA. First function, to framing policy and laying down the guidelines for disaster management. Number second, approve national plan for disaster management. Number third, provide trainings and such guidelines to other government authorities or institutions. Number four, coordinating with state disaster management authority. Number five, making broad policy for National Institute of Disaster Management. Under the National Disaster Management Authority, NDRF was established in 2006. It is an specialized force to respond in disaster situations. And NDRF is not only ensure flood or landslide, but it is ensure the safety in biological or chemical warfare. Thank you.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ankur Group, in its endeavor to train candidates who are looking forward to join the prestigious organization of armed forces, is carrying out 3-tier training system. Pre-SSB soft skill development, under which self-awareness program, news awareness program, officer-like quality assessments. Do you have it in you? And participation in webinar like this is ensured on a continuous basis on an unlimited association after registration, so that you are learning on a day-to-day basis without coming to the classes, and even after the classes and structured classes are over, you continue to associate yourself. As today you see, many of the old students who have been earlier associated with Ankur Group also may be there in this session, and it is open to the many people. Number two, basic stage training, in which we orientate and familiarize you with the 19 exercises of SSB, so that you come to know the soft skill which you have learned can be used in this SSB basic exercises, and thereafter we take you to the advanced series like today, which is advanced series capsule, in which we carry out thorough threadbare analysis of every exercise, and then we let you go to the SSB theme based, purpose based, not the exercise based effort that you must put in the SSB. So this 3-tier system of about 3 to 6 months, depending upon your availability, and in case you are in a hurry, so then we have to squeeze it to a smaller duration. We carry out effective online training so that we are able to gear up and meet the challenges of the SSB, bridge the gap between you and your normals and the expectations of the SSB, called N square or new normals. We also ensure knowledge to awareness, recommendation, view-based, opinion-based fundamentals of the subject knowledge, not the knowledge itself, so that K2A, knowledge to awareness program, is also ensuring your day-to-day smartness, your structuring of brain thoughts, delivering structured communication, not normal communication. Ladies and gentlemen, I firmly believe that SSB is test of general awareness, psychological maturity, that is imagination at your stage of life, and thirdly, the collective communication and collective behavior. These are checked through 15 OLQs, which are known to you in the 5 days tour of SSB over the 19 exercises planned by DRDO, which is a very, very highly reputed organization of scientists which carry out research and makes the SSB function as per a protocol which I also appeared You are also appearing, and next generation will also appear. There is not much changes in the SSB structure. It is so foolproof, it is so transparent, it is so well planned. So believe in the SSB procedures, go through it, get embedded and understand. And today we are lucky to have chest number 301, who is just come back from SSB, sparkling, looking good, smart, and learned lesson a lot from SSB. But learning and conveying to others is a broad-mindedness. And today we are looking forward for that lesson learning from chest number 301. I would expect 301 to start from the day 1 to day 5, generally keeping short the exercises which he has done, the lesson learned from him, for him, and with what he would like to convey to the ladies and gentlemen who are present in this session. So just number 301, go ahead.
Good morning all. Good morning friend. I am chess number 301. Was born and brought up in Bana, currently living in Lucknow. I have been associated with Ankur Group from the last 8 months, from 27th of November to till date. And in this past of 8 months, I have been associated with several exams of CDS and FCAT. Although I haven't cleared, but I got a entry of SSC Tech Electrical from my BTech entry on 6th of July to NSB Visakhapatnam. So today I am going to share you all my experience of last 5 days, what I have been through, what I have experienced, what is actual SSB I have seen, and what sir is telling, and what is actual that is. So I hope everyone is ready to listen my experience, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
it's nice to be all of you with the early morning. So let's start with the day 1. We all gathered up in the MC office, and from there we took up to the NSB Visakhapatnam on the day 1. And their piling up started of freshers and repeaters, in which there are 34 freshers and 29 repeaters. That's overall 63 cadets, and one is recommended out of all. So after it, we immediately went to the OIR process. In OIR, there are 2 types of OIR we generally heard about. First one is verbal, second one is non-verbal. But in my case, it comes mixture of both of them, verbal and non-verbal. So you cannot predict that the first one, test one, will appear to be verbal or non-verbal. You must have to ready for both of them. Okay. The second thing.
Point to note here is we are hearing little low on you, your voice 301, so either you can come little closer or keep the speaker on so that we have. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, point to note here is in his case, verbal and non-verbal were mixed. Both the parts had the verbal and the non-verbal. How was his experience? He can tell us now.
Yeah. So in the very first OIR, I got 30 minutes, about 30 minutes. It is consist of 50 questions. And in 50 questions, verbal and non-verbal, both portions are mixed. I think non-verbal portion is much more than the verbal portion. I find myself verbal portion much easier. If we talk about some questions of non-verbal, which I find myself tough, you should go with their more practice. For example, you all have seen a cube question or dots placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But in SSB, there is, you will not get any dots. You will get triangle, squares, circles, and all. One minute, sorry. You will get circles, squares, rectangles, and then they rotate it. Then you have to tell where will be the opposite of it, what is left behind of it, what is circle is in the which direction, upward direction, downward direction, behind direction. So some point of tricky question. So be ready about every and each challenges. Do not think that cube question must be come out with the dots only. Second, verbal is easy. For example, if you say verbal questions 3, 9, 12, then 15, then 18, what comes later, right? So it is quite easy. I find myself easy. In the first OIR, it was I was expecting that it will come verbal or non-verbal. That's why I got a less time to solve it. So I solved about 45 out of 50. Then in second OIR, immediately second OIR, the same thing happened. Verbal and non-verbal both mixture came. 50 questions. This time somehow less, 25 minutes. And in this, I somehow managed from the past experience that do more accurately and faster. So I appeared in 20 minutes. OIR 1 and 2 completed. Then we immediately moved to PPDT section. We all set up in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lane, numbering wise lane, and a picture shown to us. The picture of PPDT is very normal, not more hazy, as expecting hazy picture will come, but it is a tad picture, I think. And in that picture, we have seen a lady who has a podium in front of her, two persons backside behind laughing, and many children are listening to her. So in that story, clearly we can state that there is a chance of motivating young generation or telling something about it. So I made the story or action point of the story that motivating young generations. Most of that 63 minds made 63 stories. We after it we moved to the group 9 of 7 groups. Then we write story within 3 minutes and went to group discussion section, where GTO and all the members brief us that you have to start narrating your stories one by one within a time period of 1 minute, not more than 1 minute. If you exceed 1 minute, he will have the buzzer, he will push it off and next person will start. Immediately after the narration, start GD, discuss it, nominate a leader and narrate your story, whatever it is. After narration of each one of them, the very first mistake I did, GTO said, immediately after narration, start your GD. And I thought that time, I got blank that time, that GTO will give instruction to conduct GD. This is not happening, guys. This is not happening. A full clear caution, after ending of the narration of last person, you should start the GD. Initiate the GD. Initiation of the GD is very much important, as Sarab said, told to us every time he is guiding us that initiation of the GD, first speaker is always seen by the GTO. That's how I realized. I'm telling you how I realized that. I was the second speaker to speak after chess number 28. I am chess number 29 that time. So I was the second speaker, and we taking the story with in the right direction. But some of the people are going to another direction. That my action of the story is motivating young generation. Other second story is about the menstrual cycle, which is going on. So I think this story is not very much relatable to me, because I don't find it like menstrual cycle is going on or something is that to be happening in the story. So I don't find it. So I somehow battled them with it. I put my voice up, but it doesn't happen because most of the peoples are with him. So what I did in the last 30 seconds, when GTO said you have to nominate one leader, so I played a trick that I said him, chess number 32, you can say your point, say your story, but with the combination of mine. Yeah, in these things you can learn 3 things. Very first thing is never involve yourself in the chaos and try to move out from it by giving the best possible solution. The very first thing. Second, agree to others' choices. If most of the group is going to any one direction, you know it is wrong. You know it is wrong. Although you have to say you are agree, because it is a matter of group, not individual. Okay? Purpose to be fulfilled, not the action that you are showing. Do not praise people, praise the story. Okay? And the third, the last one is be confident, balls will be in your side. Now, everything over, result declared. And you know what result happened. The chess number 32, who has been nominated as a leader for the wrong story, which I do not find it comfortable, is screened out. And I screened in just because I took the initiative to give him go up, and in the last 30 seconds I gave a point that you can add both the points. So purpose of the story must be remembered to get screen in. Okay.
Point to note here is, you nominate someone, the leader who is nominated is not selected, the person who is nominated or steered the group in a cooperative manner to achieve the purpose of GD has been selected. Reiterating this point, be confident to push up people, you will be pulled out. Push people, you will be pulled up by the GTO or the psychologist or the IO. So just remember the mantra in the SSB, push people unintentionally, originally, as a nature, and rest all will be taken care of. Okay, that is very important. What was the story hardly matters. Person hardly matters. The approach and conduct of yourself in a broad-minded atmosphere where the GD gets cool, people participate, something builds up, and in time-bound manner, the action is completed. If somebody has ensured all this, these elements are shown by him or her, you are likely to get succeed in that situation. Continue, please.
Okay, one more point I forgot about it. Be the first speaker in GD, which is very much essential and important. Why I am saying this? Because we all have listened from the sir that first speaker is important, first speaker is important. All the time we heard this, speak, speak, speak. I found it very much real and logical when my chest number, just behind my chest number, 28, I am 29. He spoke first, I spoke second. He is the fifth one to be selected. We both didn't have the confidence that we will select it because our both stories have not been taken. But still he got the fifth number selection and I got the second last. Because I was the second speaker, I thought that.
So just number 353, 5 mantras of GD, 5 I's of GD. Do you remember? 5 I's of GD, which you are learning there.
Sir, information, initiate, and sir,
365, adding to him.
interest,
Indulge, impress,
involved.
Okay, very nice. Initiate, indulge, involve, make it interesting, and install. Right? Install yourself. मान लो, मना लो, जान लो या जता लो. GD is just this. GD means group discussion. जान लो या जना लो. या तो सुन लो दूसरों की, पहले सुना लो या तो सुन लो. तीसरी बात, समझ लो या समझा लो. दोनों में आपका सिलेक्शन हो जाएगा. या तो समझ लोगे उनकी बात और मान के उनके साथ चल पड़ोगे, फिर भी आपका सिलेक्शन हो जाएगा. लेकिन नहीं मानोगे, आर्गुमेंट करते रहोगे, पॉइंट भी गलत है, फिर कोई आपका रखवाला वहां नहीं है. ये बात आपको समझनी पड़ेगी. And as yesterday 249 gave a live example of bringing out a quote and winning the heart of the people in the last part of the GD, you are aware what is going to happen in your case. In case you are like that, use quotes, Hindi or English, Sanskrit, draw the attention of people, make it interesting so that people keep quiet and you fill the gap, fill the vacuum. That is the mantra of the GD. Point to remember, ladies and gentlemen, 301 has been screened in. This is a major step in the SSB. Going to SSB and not staying for 5 days is not good. So all of you must see OIR, good practice, followed by reasonable PT. OIR is a manual of, is a computerized observation almost, and PPDT is a manual observation, human to human. So the marking are manual. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, no. Yes, no, no. Yes, yes, doubtful. Yes, doubtful, doubtful. Yes, yes, doubtful. And no, no, no. IO, GTO, and the psychologists all are looking at you on these regards by these assessments. So imagine this yes or no or doubtful word is very tricky. You got to step ahead of it and cross the threshold to get selected as screened in candidate. Let's move to the day 2, day 1 of the second round of SSB, psychological battery. Go ahead, 301.
Okay, after screening in, only 14 were selected, in which 9 were freshers and 5 were repeaters. That is
9
out
were
of,
freshers. Point to note here is 9. How many are reported repeaters and freshers? Could you remind the class again?
yes sir, there are 29 repeaters and 34 freshers.
29 repeaters, 34 freshers, 9 freshers selected, 5 repeaters selected. Tough for repeaters. Point to note here is this. You are being further scrutinized every time when you go for SSB. So just going for SSB again and again is not good. You must give a gap and carry out full introspection before taking the next step to decide to go for the SSB. Right? We have people in the class who had the SSB this week. They have not gone, decided not to proceed, and stay back and go well prepared. We have people here who are like that. So they have taken a wiser decision, and those who are really good, they are prepared, or they have less chance ahead, they are attempting again and again. Go ahead, please.
Okay, now I move to day 2, that is psychological series. It is consist of 4 tests, you all know: TAT, VAT, SRT and SGT. So TAT, one by one, 11 stories at the gap of 30 seconds for to write story 3 minutes again. In these stories are very much familiar because of the lot of practice in the class. So the very first lesson to learn here is be attentive to the class, because most of the pictures I find that is relatable and I had solved it or I had written them. For example, the 2-3 pictures I remind. The very first picture is a boy बहुत तेजी में वो सीढ़ियों से नीचे उतर रहा था. Do you all understand Hindi? Okay.
थोड़ा चलेगा.
Yeah.
So a boy is there coming from the colony की सीढ़ियों से बहुत तेजी से बाहर आ रहा था. बस ये पिक्चर था. और second picture was that of graveyard, a person standing just near the graveyard. I think this picture have been told by sir for more than 5-6 times. The same picture came there. The third picture is about a marketplace. Fourth picture is about a ship near a lake. It's kind of a big ship, or you can say something like that. Fifth is a car going in the main road, empty road. So that is all about thinking and creativity. Whatever you can think in the all 11 stories, what different thinkings, creativity you can indulge in your mind and write in the paper in the matter of 3 minutes only. After it, a blank story has been shown. Briefing has been done before presenting the TAT. In the blank story, as sir told, it is self-written and prepared at home. So I prepared it myself, and I do not find any difficulty to write it, and I found it very clearly and very fastly. I wrote it in a matter of 3 minutes. I think I find 3.5 minutes for it, because I haven't seen the screen for 30 seconds. It is a blank story. Why we see that? So use your that time also, 3 minutes 30 seconds. Then we move to VAT. VAT, do not worry about the VAT, because if you read regularly newspapers or reading books, if you indulge in news awareness program, knowledge to awareness program, you already have so much knowledge about current affairs and positive things to be brought out. So there are 60 words, 15 minutes time, 15 seconds for each word, and my only question for all of you is that do not write more than 6-7 words in the VAT, because you must lose time in that. Words may be sometimes very big, sometimes very small. To learn it, to understand it, to involve in that word. So I find it myself a little bit tough to involve in it for more than 15 seconds. So I wrote it very less sentence. I completed all the 60 in time, but in a very fast manner. I find my writing somehow got disturbed, but be aware of that. Do not let your writing be disturbed. Write 6-7 words and be positive, be approachable, be thinkable, broad. Okay. There written 60 questions, 30 minutes, 30 seconds for each. And I find myself difficult because it is a reading type of, not projected technique. So you are reading the same question again and again, and you're stuck in that. You lose your time. So I remember the class that sir has cautioned me about this. So I remember this. I able to solve 47 out of 60. And only one thing I wanted to say in SRT: be complete. For example, if I give a SRT that you are going to office and you saw an accident nearby you, so it's your prime duty to go there and give him first aid, then hospital. If you have time, call, inform family and all. Then it's also your prime duty that go back to the office at the same time. Action must be completed because you are going to office. Don't forget it. Because आप अपना aim ही भूल जाओगे और किसी और चीज में चले जाओगे तो फिर क्या ही मतलब रहा उस सिचुएशन। तो ये बात ध्यान रखिए कि अपनी सिचुएशन पूरी करिए। बहुत बार हम लोग सोचते हैं कि हम लोग ने 60 एसआरटी कर दिए, 30 एसआरटी कर दिए, 35 एसआरटी कर दिए, लेकिन हम लोग का एम कंप्लीट नहीं होता, तो उसकी वजह से वो एसआरटी का कोई मतलब नहीं। तो अंडरस्टैंड इट, एसआरटी पूरी करें, बार बार देखें कि हाँ एसआरटी मैंने पूरी की, 30 ही करें, इनफ है। जैसे कि सर ने बताया था 30 करना भी इनफ है, बिकॉज बहुत सारे कैडेट्स जो 14 जो कैडेट्स थे, मैंने मैक्सिमम से फीडबैक लिया 30, 35, 40, नॉट मोर देन। I was the highest one, 47, because I may have a lot of practice with it. So 47. After it, SDT. It is also self-prepared. 5 questions. I think I do not have to repeat all the questions, but 2-3 things I have to say about SDT. Be precise, because 3 minutes time, what you get here, what you get there, is have a lot of difference. Sometimes here we went to informal way, but there is not. There is a formal buzzer. Buzzer means you have to stop. Do not write a single thing. Psychologist is noting each and every point in a paper. You may think that she is not watching you, but she is watching from behind, there, and there. I don't know how she is watching, but she is watching. She actually remember she actually remember the chess number who is writing for more than 5 seconds. And I don't know how he see that. So remember that. Do not write. If she says put down, put down. Do not write it. It gives a negative impact. Yeah. Okay, so SDT is self-prepared. 3 minutes for 5 questions. For working candidates, it may be changed to 3 questions. It may be a question of employer, how you are employer, and about your boss, about your teammates, about how you behave in the environment in office. So for working candidates and who are as a freshie who are not a working candidate, they may have the changes in friend section. I have one question change that is in friend section. We heard about what your friends think about you. So in my section there is a question, what your classmates think about you. So friends is the individual thing, classmates is a broad-minded view. So you have to think like that your opinion must not be confined to a friend, because friends is different thing, classmates is different thing. Both expectations are different from you. So this question is changed in me. By the way, all 4 questions are same. I completed in time, and SDT over. Then second day of psychological series over, and some of us have been called for the interview. From the second day, SSB is trying to take interview up to the cadets are over. So I was the last cadet to be.
So till now we have finished the day 1.
Given a chance to go out in the evening in the SB Visakhapatnam, to go out to see Ramakrishna Beach, INS, Kursura, and Kailashgiri temple, and anywhere you wanted to go. And in SSB I find myself very much disciplined, because there is environment. बोलते हैं ना सर, हवा में ही डिसिप्लिन है, तो आप ना चाहते हुए आप कितना भी सोचो कि आप मिस्चीवियस एक्टिविटीज कर लोगे, बट ऐसा नहीं होता है। इतने ज़्यादा डिसिप्लिन होते हैं और आप हर बार सोचते हो कि अरे कोई देख तो नहीं रहा, कोई नोटिस तो नहीं कर रहा।
How was the chit chat and how was the environment in the accommodation area, on the dining table, in the library, etc. And what did you do? What was your conduct during that, and others' conduct? Could you comment on that, please, very shortly?
Yes, sir. It was very good and up to date. Wherever I go, dining hall and in library or in recreation room. Mainly, we all go to recreation room to recreate ourselves, play table tennis and all. And in the chit chat, we only used to chit chat about the SSB things. Repeaters are always, they are so much talented. I tell you, repeaters are so much talented than freshers. I personally say, if you go from the first day, involve in the repeaters. Do not involve in the freshers. Involve in the repeaters. They will give you so much knowledge. पहले वो थोड़ा सा हटेंगे आपसे बात नहीं करेंगे, रिपीटर से बात करना पसंद करेंगे, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होता अगर आप बहुत लाइवलीनेस हैं, आप अपना लाइवलीनेस बिहेवियर अगर बाहर लाएंगे.
Very nice, 301. Experience makes a man wise. Repeaters are experienced. Obviously, they are wiser. अनुभव मनुष्य को बुद्धिमान बनाता है. Experience makes a man wise. So, respect to the experienced lot is very important, and that is why I always say, learn from your people who are qualified. Obviously, those who are qualified means those who have gone through the process. At least they have understood. They may not be clear about everything, but they can give you something. With that, which comes to the end of the first part of this series of experiences sharing by chess number 301 up to the psychological series. So we have been screened in. We have understood the psychological series. We have gone through YR and PPTT. We have been on day 1 and we have witnessed we have gone through the first day outing to Visakhapatnam and also spent some good time in the accommodation and chit-chatting. With that, we will take a small 30 seconds break and then we will proceed to the next part of the GTO and interview up to conference. So just 30-second breaks on that.